你知道吗？现在的女孩子
You know what? Nowadays, the moment marriage comes up, so many women immediately start asking, do you have a house? Do you have a car? Do you have savings? But I want to ask them in return. When you demand a man to have a house, a car, and money in the bank, have you ever taken a good look at your own pockets? What do you actually have to offer? Other than being attractive, are you truly gentle and kind? Are you someone who respects and cares for elders? Are you genuinely compassionate? And most importantly, are you the kind of woman who can actually build a life with a man, sharing both joys and hardships? Think about it. A man spends hundreds of thousands of yuan, tens of thousands of US dollars, to marry you. If after just a year, or even less, you decide to walk away, then who will he turn to for justice? If you can't even meet these fundamental expectations, what right do you have to keep demanding men to provide everything: house, car, savings, bride price? In the old days, only women of exceptional virtue and grace, well-bred, refined, and pure, were worthy of being carried in with a grand ceremony of 8 sedan chairs, formally acknowledged as the wife. They truly embodied gentleness and morality. But today? Honestly, modern women, it's hard to say. There are some things I don't even dare to spell out.
真心相爱的两个人就应该彼此信任啊。
Two people who truly love each other should trust one another. What's wrong with you? I've told you clearly premarital health checkups are absolutely necessary. This expense cannot be avoided. Do you understand? I won't do it. Fine then. But in that case, you must agree to a bride price of 288,000 yuan, about 40,300 US dollars. Out of that, 200,000 yuan will go to your parents for their retirement, and the remaining 88,000 yuan we will keep to start our own household. But nowadays, in cities, bride prices aren't even common anymore. Isn't 288,000 yuan way too much? Can't we discuss this? What's there to discuss? My cousin's bride price was 88,000 yuan. I must have more than hers. Besides, your family isn't poor. Your conditions are good. You can afford it. Why do you keep comparing yourself with your cousin? We're the ones who will live this life together. You want 288,000 yuan? Fine, I'll go home and discuss it with my mother. But let me be clear. The premarital checkup must be done. There's no skipping it. What's the point of doing it? The older generation never had premarital checkups, and they lived just fine. Plus, those checkups include a lot of private items. What if the results get leaked? What if people say I have some illness? Wouldn't that be humiliating? Wouldn't it be better to save the money and buy some furniture for our new home? I've said it before, the premarital health check is a must. That expense cannot be saved. Do you understand? I absolutely will not do it.
有没有车有没有房啊？
In a lively street dating show buzzing with energy, the matchmaker, a charismatic host with a knack for humor, kicks things off by playfully grilling a 22-year-old girl from Shandong about her expectations. Do you want a guy with a car? A house? The Shandong girl, full of spunk, laughs and declares she's got a height requirement, 180 centimeters or taller, to match the standard of Shandong men. The host, chuckling at her charm, exclaims, "Oh, you're so pretty," as the girl excitedly chimes in, "Finally, my turn." Noticing her northern accent, the host teases, "Why were you from the north too?" The girl, quick-witted, asked, "Where are you from? Hunan or Shandong?" The host, grinning, says, "Say one sentence and you'll guess it." When the girl presses Shandong, the host nods, "Told you." A Shandong girl, and jokingly added, "Do you look like Pan Jinlian?" sparking laughter. The girl, playing along, says, "Pretty enough," and the host agreed, "And so charming." Curious, the host asks her age, and the girl, with a mock-serious tone, confirms, 22 for real. When asked if she's here to travel, she nods, "Yup, just here to have fun," prompting the host to quip, "No wonder we've got so many chance encounters today." The girl teases back, "I came just for you." The host, reveling in the banter, boasts, "My matchmaker vibe is magnetic. It pulls in folks from Shandong to Fujian." She begged for a hug and the girl agreed. But just one? The host pushes, hug the kind of guy you like, and the girl laughed it off. Oh, come on. Promising a sincere introduction, the host asks what kind of guy she wants to meet. The girl repeats her criteria. A northern guy, over 180 centimeters, like a true Shandong man. The host teases, "You're all about that 180 centimeters, huh?" This guy's not even there and wonders, any 180 centimeters guys in Zhejiang? The crowd goes quiet and the girl smirks. There's gotta be some. Sure enough, a tall northern guy steps up and the host cheers. "Come here, baby," as the girl playfully calls out. "You're from the north, right? Come here, good boy." The host, delighted, says, "Turn around, let's see." "Oh, you're killing it." The girl, laughing, admitted, "I can't handle this," as the host chants, "Tall enough, tall enough." The spotlight shifts to the first guy, a 22-year-old local, who confirms he's single and never married, drawing a laugh from the host. When asked his age, he said, 22, and revealed he works locally in Huzhou. The host probes about long-distance relationships, and he shrugs, "No objections here." The girl, interested, suggests, "Lure him to work here. Notably, he's got actor potential and good looks." Next up is a 26-year-old from the Northeast, also single, working in administration in Hangzhou. The host, eyeing his neat appearance, jokes, "Looking so square. You're definitely admin." He laughed, agreeing, "Not square, not good enough." Then comes the third guy, a 35-year-old from Yuhang, Hangzhou, who owns a finance company. Sweating in the heat, he admitted, "It's hot," and shares he manages accounts for others, prompting the host to tease, "Landlord's books, huh?" The girl, curious, asks all three, "Got a car? A house?" The host, rolling her eyes, says, "I've heard this so much my ears have calluses." The guys assure her they've got assets, and the 35-year-old proudly shares, "My studio's on the first floor, and my family owns a 7-story building in Yuhang, right by Alibaba." The host, impressed, declared, "That's some serious clout," but adds, "The other two are great too." As the conversation wraps up, the host pushes the girl to choose. "Pick one of these three." The girl, coy, says, "You pick, matchmaker." The host insists, "They're all excellent, but I need someone who'll stand firmly behind you." "Who's the groom?" Giggling, the girl says, "Close your eyes," as the guys rush to stand beside her. The host laughs, "They all like you," offering olive branches. Overwhelmed, the girl jokes, "Oh my gosh, stop calling for my mom," and suggests, "Let's all be friends first." The host, skeptical, teases, "Friends? You're 30-something. What's there to understand? 10 years later, you'll be bald." The girl, unfazed, proposes, "Fine, I'll assign them. Monday through Tuesday for you, Wednesday through Thursday for you, Friday through Saturday for you, and Sunday, I'll rest." The crowd erupts in laughter as the host exclaims, "What a plan." The girl finally admits, "Whoever stood by me first has my eye." Pointing to the 22-year-old, she says, "He was first, but let's not fight. Be friends." The host, wrapping up, advises, "Either give them hope or don't, but be clear. Want to know her better?" The guys nod, and the girl, smiling, says, "Friends first, let's swap numbers," as the lively exchange ends on a cheerful note.
今天特地来到千佛山相亲角，带大家看看这里的真实情况。
Today, I made a special trip to the matchmaking corner at Qianfu Mountain to see for myself what the situation is really like. Why do people often say that it's so difficult for older single women to find a partner? Let me take you on a walk through the place. As I walked around, I noticed a clear pattern. On the women's side, most profiles belong to those born in the 1980s, the so-called post-80s generation. In other words, the majority of these women are already over 35 years old. On the men's side, however, it was a completely different story. Most were born in 1995, 1997, and even in the 2000s. The male group is dominated by younger men in their mid-20s to late 20s, and even early 20s. When you place the blue slips, representing men's profiles, next to the pink slips, representing women's profiles, the age gap becomes immediately obvious. To be honest, the difficulty of matching here is far from ordinary, it's extremely tough. Most of the women, being in their 30s or older, want to find someone of a similar age, or at least someone with comparable circumstances. But the reality is that most of the men are between 25 and 30, and with youth on their side, their range of choices is far wider. Why, then, would they choose someone significantly older? On the other hand, most women are unwilling to pair up with men who are much younger than themselves. Meanwhile, the men who are closer to their age or just slightly older are often drawn to younger women instead. The result? It's incredibly difficult for the pink slips to match with the blue ones. After walking around and observing everything, I came to a conclusion. The matchmaking corner at Chianfua Mountain doesn't truly function as a place where people successfully find partners. The reality is plain to see. The ages of men and women are completely mismatched. Finding a real match here is, quite frankly, almost impossible. Just look at this. It's been over half a year, and these pink ribbons are still packed solid. Every single slip of paper is a hope, a wish for love, but it seems very few of those wishes are ever answered. The air here is suffocating, so crowded with people there's hardly any room to breathe, yet the chances for the single people here just keep getting slimmer. Let me give you the cold, hard truth, an official statistic from Chengdu back in 2020. The gender ratio in this matchmaking market is terrifyingly imbalanced. The official line says it's about 1 man for every 1.5 women, but just look around at the reality here. I think the real number is far worse. Don't believe me? Look over there. See the display section for the men? It's practically empty, just a few lonely profiles scattered across 2 long, vacant rows. Now look at the women's side. It's overflowing, so packed there isn't an inch of space left to hang another profile. And the problem isn't that our women aren't outstanding. Pick up any profile and you'll see what they call the 3 highs: high education, high IQ, and tall in stature. But here, all the advantages they pride themselves on seem to become worthless. They still can't find a partner. And why is that? It's a bitter paradox. They are of an older age but still maintain high standards. Meanwhile, the men here are drowning in options. For them, only one thing truly matters: money. A man with money, whether he's 5 years older or even 15 years younger than a woman, will have a long line of girls eager to get to know him. In this market, money is power. It's the right to choose. And this is what makes the battle so fierce. There are seemingly no entry barriers for the women who come here. As long as they're single, they all dream of finding a man who is wealthy, tall, handsome, and treats them well. This is especially true for the women over 30 who have very clear and very high expectations. But ladies, you have to be realistic. The requirements for a man to even be qualified to enter this marketplace are already sky high. Owning a car, a house, having the right height, and parents with a retirement pension, those are just the basic prerequisites. We haven't even gotten to the countless additional conditions. To put it bluntly, this is a simple and cruel numbers game. On average, 3 women are competing for 1 eligible man. A truly desirable man gets snatched up in an instant. So the final, haunting question is this: what happens to the other 2 women who are left behind? Friends in Taiyuan, let me tell you something I've noticed. When men can't make it in life, they often turn to shady or illegal shortcuts, but when women can't make it, they start thinking about marriage. Scary, isn't it? If you had told me this in the past, I never would have believed it. But recently, I actually saw it with my own eyes. One client told me about a woman who claimed she had the ability to pay back her debts. I looked at her salary slip. It was only 4,500 yuan, about $620 a month. How could she possibly repay her debts with that income? But she said, "It's fine, I can manage. I just need to find someone to marry." With the bride price and the wedding banquet money, the debts can basically be settled in advance. I was stunned when I heard that. So you see, what used to be just a joke on the internet has now become a reality in Taiyuan's marriage market. Nowadays, Far too many people are trying to use marriage as a way to erase their debts. And the most ridiculous part is that many of these women actually have good jobs, working in government institutions and state-owned enterprises with stability and benefits. That's why I keep repeating this. Before marriage, thorough background checks and verifications are absolutely essential.
39岁的博士，那个大龄剩女差点打起来，那个就是。
Let me tell you about the confrontation I had. It was with that 39-year-old Ph.D., a classic example of an older, single woman, the one who almost got into a physical fight with me. And why did she want to fight me? The reason is unbelievable. From start to finish, she insisted on one thing, that it was because of me and my friend, Lilay, and the opinions we post online every day that women like her are unable to find a husband. Now listen closely. It is precisely this mindset, this self-righteous attitude, this complete refusal to ever look in the mirror, that will ensure that all older single women who think this way will remain single forever. Think about it. Does that even make sense? Is your inability to get married really the fault of some random person? Is it because Lilay and I make videos that you suddenly became older and unmarriageable?
No.
The real reason is that you are 38, 39 years old, you're a PhD, and you've become consumed by your own perceived superiority. You look at one man and think, his education isn't good enough for me. You look at another and say, we aren't on the same spiritual level. With a third, you decide, he's not my financial equal. Let's be honest, what women like her are really looking for is the perfect package. They want a man who has everything. He must be rich, handsome, tall, and on top of all that, he must provide emotional value, meaning he has to be gentle and cater to her every need. But listen, for these women to finally get married, the solution is actually incredibly simple. You just need to be realistic and choose one thing. Focusing on just one condition is enough. Either he has money, or he's tall, or he's handsome, or he's gentle and provides that emotional support you crave. Just pick one of those things. Stop demanding to have it all in one person. Honestly, sometimes I think we should bring back the laws from the Qin dynasty. If you weren't married by a certain age, you were fined by the state. Perhaps that's the only thing that would make some people wake up to reality.
今天来到了惠州城区200人的相亲现场。
Today I came to a matchmaking event in downtown Huizhou, where about 200 people had gathered. The atmosphere was bustling, but what I saw also left me with heavy thoughts. Here's the reality. A so-called high-quality man at this event could easily be matched with 3 to 5 different women at once. And yet, more and more men are choosing not to marry. One company boss put it bluntly to me. Nowadays, marriage has turned into nothing more than a massive marketplace. Do you really think women are here out of genuine pursuit of love and sincerity?
No.
What they're after is your success, your assets. To them, you're nothing but a blank check that guarantees them a comfortable life. He went on. Before the wedding, they'll drain you and your parents' savings through the bride price. After marriage, if things don't go their way, they'll threaten divorce, stripping away whatever hope men still have left in the idea of marriage. Isn't this basically a business deal that costs them nothing? In this transaction, men lose not only their money but also their feelings, which are never truly reciprocated, and their dignity, which is trampled until it feels worthless. And in the end, they're still blamed and scorned as useless men. Honestly, watching this, I can't help but exclaim, what has happened to men nowadays? And tell me, what has become of today's matchmaking market? After journeying together through the chaotic and emotional fragments of today's marriage market, perhaps what remains with us is not a question of who is right or wrong, but a deep, lingering concern. We've seen material demands turn love into a contract. We've seen age gaps create unbridgeable chasms, and we've seen how desperation can lead someone to view marriage as a financial escape plan. From the fiery arguments and bitter accusations to the cold, hard statistics, everything seems to point in one direction. Love is slowly being priced, and people are being turned into commodities. Behind the woman's demand for a house, a car, and a bride price lies a deep-seated fear of an insecure future. And behind the man's silence, his withdrawal, or his harsh words lies the fear of being seen as nothing more than an ATM, a lottery ticket, instead of a life partner. Both sides are hurting. Both sides are searching, but perhaps they've forgotten what they are truly searching for. So, what is the lesson in all of this? Perhaps it is time we started asking different questions. Instead of asking, "What do you have?" or "What can you offer me?" why don't we start with, "What can we build together?" Instead of looking at a balance sheet, why not look for a resonance in values, a kindness in character, and a steadfastness in commitment? Because a house can crumble, a car can grow old, and money can disappear, but a kindred spirit, genuine respect, and the shared will to weather life's storms. These are the only true foundations of a happy marriage. Perhaps the greatest asset we can bring to a relationship isn't found in a bank account, but in our ability to truly see and cherish the human being standing right in front of us. Thank you for watching Chinese Emotion. Think deeply and love wisely.